uh, Friday 24th of April, day 30 in lockdown. And I've had a bit of bad news. I've tried to contact Toyota. Well, I've contacted Toyota and emailed them, and this I've had to put this rubber back on because it's unavailable in New Zealand and Australia. I have to order from Japan, and we're currently sitting at about 8 to 10 weeks lead time to receive that. So we've had to put the old one on in the meantime, and also the clip that goes up for that handle is not available, so I've put the old dodgy one back in so it holds the rod up, and I've put that plate back on, but I'm going to leave the handle off because if we start using it, it'll fall out and into the cavity up there, so I'll just keep that close. Yeah, so today I think we're going to go to level 3 on Tuesday, so I should be able to click and collect and get some of the windscreen stuff that I need. So I'm going to clean this up today. This all that old stuff that's in this rubber, I'll give it a good clean up and scrape the old paint from the sides of that. Give me something to do for a little while, and then I'll get started on the front panel, get that done. So I've got a bit of work to do. Today's plan was to get started on this front panel here. As you can see, there's stone chips there, and dent there, a couple more dents up here and stone chips. But what I've discovered is little bubbles of rust here under the there's one there under the rubber there, which indicates there is rust under this windscreen in that lip there, which needs treating. There's some chips in the windscreen, and insurance will replace the windscreen. So before I do this bottom half, I'll investigate whether we can get that windscreen taken out and left out until they can replace it after I've finished repairing and painting. Our only issue, of course, is our lockdown and what work can be carried out by other people during lockdown level 3. Maybe someone can come out mobile and do it. I'm not sure. So I'm going to leave that for now, and I'll have to find something else to do for the day when I just psyched myself into it. Dang it. That's about where the rubber sat. So you can see a little bit of bubbling happening there, but underneath, that's massive bubbles that if we poke too hard would be starting to be holes. And I've poked a little bit around down this end. Now that rubber would have sat about there, and that's I've peeled off that paint, so all you would have seen is that little bit of bubble of rust there and a little bit of what looked like a surface rust. And that's actually a big hole. That's same as this one here's got a little hole there, and I've just peeled all the paint back. Otherwise it looked like that. So it not look like much, but be quite sinister underneath. And down here, that's actually starting to rust, and it's not even hit the line where that rubber would have been. So that's totally concealed. So by the time that popped out and you saw a little bit of bubble of rust like we're looking at the front windscreen, that's a hole. That's really developed. In New Zealand, they have really cheap regos, like standard 6-cylinder Ford family sedan is about 110 bucks a year, which is, wow, fantastic. But what they have is a warrant of fitness that a car has to go over every 12 months. So it's like going over the pits, unless your car's pre-2000, I think, then it's every 6 months. Yeah, so this camper van, based on those little bubbles of rust at the top of the screen, was recommended that if it didn't get fixed, that it wouldn't pass its next warrant of fitness later on this year. So it was really critical that this was done to keep this vehicle on the road, which is kind of good, like a cheaper rego, but more, you make up the expense in the warrant of fitness. But I think the inspections are $45, and then as long as you keep your vehicle maintained, then there shouldn't be a problem.